There is a long, twisty negotiation story behind Marc Marquez's calm smile and Ducati's warm celebration at the official announcement. Not many know how the process unfolded. Now, however, leaks from behind closed doors between Marc Marquez and Gigi Dall'Igna are finally beginning to surface from inside sources and reliable media reports. They reveal more than just a rider transfer. They reveal a philosophical transformation. What happened during those negotiations? Let's discuss it. To understand the significance of these negotiations, we must go back to the darkest period of Marquez's career. The 2020 season was the nadir. A horrific injury at Jerez forced him to undergo 4 major surgeries on his right humerus. The pain was not only physical, but also mental. He couldn't even hold a spoon properly, let alone ride a MotoGP bike. Even more painful was the fact that Honda, the team he had spent years building and leading to the top, could no longer provide a competitive bike. With his body still not fully recovered, Marquez was forced to ride an RC213V that was becoming increasingly unmanageable. Finally, a big decision was made. Marc Marquez left Honda, however. He didn't immediately join a major team. Instead, he took a more modest but strategic step by joining Gresini Racing Ducati, a satellite team that provided last year's Desmosedici GP spec. Many called this a stealthy test ride. In reality, though, it was a proving ground. It didn't take long for Marc to show his true colors. Riding a non-factory spec bike, he immediately secured a spot on the front row. He battled Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin and even beat Enea Bastianini, the official Ducati team rider who should have had an advantage. Marquez wasn't just fast again. He was hungry again, too. Ducati saw for themselves how far he wasn't willing to go. A series of private discussions took place between the European paddock and Ducati headquarters. In Borgo Panigale, the negotiation process between Marquez and Ducati technical director Gigi Dall'Igna was intense but not instantaneous. It required composure, trust, and one key word at the center of everything: motivation. During a pivotal meeting that would shape the future, one of the most surprising moments in the negotiations between Marquez and Ducati unfolded. In his straightforward and efficient style, Gigi Dall'Igna asked a direct, no-nonsense question. How much do you want for a contract? Usually, this question is followed by large figures, a list of conditions, and lengthy negotiations. But not. This time, unexpectedly, Marquez gave an answer that silenced the entire room. Just pay what you can afford. It wasn't small talk or rhetoric. With a calm smile on his face, Marquez showed that money was no longer his priority. Unlike most top riders, who maintain contract terms for prestige and status, Marquez took a radical approach. He wanted only one thing: the chance to win. After all, everyone knew how high Marquez's salary had been in the past. At Honda, he earned around 15 to 20 million euros per season, making him the highest-paid MotoGP rider in history. But now, he was willing to cut that amount by more than half. Even more extreme, he left the contract value entirely up to Ducati. There were no complicated calculations or tough negotiations over bonuses and incentives. For Marquez, victory was priceless. He was confident that only with Ducati could he have that opportunity again. However, the problems during the negotiation process extended beyond salary figures and contract duration. Another major challenge nearly derailed the deal: a conflict of interest between Marc Marquez's personal sponsor and the main sponsor of the Ducati factory team. For years, Marc had been closely associated with Red Bull and Samsung, 2 giant global brands that had become vital to his image and commercial revenue. On the other hand, the Ducati Lenovo team already had exclusive contracts with Monster Energy and Lenovo. If he wanted to join the Bologna-based team, Marquez would have to let go of 2 longtime partners who had supported him since his glory days with Repsol Honda. For many riders, losing a primary sponsor means more than just a change in branding. It also represents a significant financial loss of millions of euros in a single season. But Marquez was different. Without hesitation, he chose to end a partnership that had lasted more than a decade. "It wasn't the sponsors that made me world champion," he said in an interview that has since been widely quoted in the European media. "What got me there was the right bike and an unwavering fighting spirit." This attitude implied more than just sacrifice. It showed total commitment, decisiveness, and the sincerity of a true champion. For Ducati, this attitude signaled that they were recruiting not only a technically great rider, but also someone who was mentally, professionally, and spiritually mature. Now, the combination of Marquez and the Desmosedici GP25 has become unstoppable. In just half a season, Marquez has recorded resounding victories, led dozens of laps, and forced every rival to back down. The competitive atmosphere that had faded has now been reignited thanks to Marquez's ferocious and determined presence. Jorge Martin is losing his consistency. Pecco Bagnaia is becoming more defensive. And the entire paddock's strategy now revolves around one name, Marc Marquez. Behind Marc Marquez's winning smile and extraordinary performance with Ducati, an interesting issue has slowly emerged in the Italian media. Several prominent journalists revealed that Marc may have included a surprising and highly personal request in his contract: an official spot on the Ducati factory team for his younger brother, Alex Marquez, should Pecco Bagnaia leave at the end of the 2025 season. Alex has consistently and impressively performed with the satellite Gresina team and is said to be the only rider capable of matching Marc's racing rhythm in terms of speed and understanding of motorcycle dynamics and aggressive racing philosophy. If Pecco chooses a new path, whether to KTM, Yamaha, or another project, Ducati will have a vacant slot on the factory team. Marc knows that position cannot be filled by just anyone. In his view, only a few riders can blend with his riding style, both technically and strategically. Alex is one of the few who is considered a perfect fit. It's not just about blood ties, it's about chemistry, trust, and a deep understanding of each other on and off the track. Ducati has done something similar in the past by supporting Honda's decision to bring Alex to Repsol Honda alongside Marc. Now, that scenario could be repeated, but with a very different context, ambition, and pressure. If the rumors are true, Ducati's next move will be about more than just performance. It will also be about maintaining harmony within the new empire Marc Marquez is building. What Marc Marquez is doing goes beyond just a team move. It's the complete reconstruction of a world champion's legacy. He came back from injury, gave up a substantial salary, let go of his longtime sponsor, and faced all the challenges for one simple, yet profound ambition: to win again. Now, with Ducati, he's on his way not only to a 9th world title, but also to reshaping the future of MotoGP, one bold decision at a time. Will Alex Marquez join the factory Ducati team? Will Marc lift the World Championship trophy on that legendary red bike? Will this be the beginning of a new era of dominance for the Marquez brothers? Leave your thoughts below.